And like always, we're back. We got Jidenna Ozoh in the building. Jidenna, how you doing, man?
What's,
Talk to us.
what's going on, brother? It's good to be here.
Man, it's a pleasure to have you today. We got a lot of things we want to talk about. You're doing a lot of things. You're inspiring a lot of other people, through your own works. But first and foremost, if you just want to tell the people a little about yourself, your crafts that you're a part of, and just what you stand for, pretty much.
Word. So I'm Jidenna Ozoh. I make music. I make designs. I'm a radio DJ. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm an investor. Um, and I'm an inspiring person based off of what my brother's saying, and that is a blessing to be.
Of course, man. So listen, man, when we first met, you know what I mean? You talked to me about ProjectNAWF, right?
Mm-hmm.
And back then, it's a couple years ago.
Yeah,
to
we
be
were
honest.
freshmen.
It's crazy. It's crazy. It was a couple years ago. I was like, that's crazy that this guy's out here doing this. I had a lot of people in high school that they were trying to chase the same thing. They were trying to do the fashion, the clothing, but they always dropped it. They didn't dedicate and persevere like yourself. But we're at what, like 2-3 years later, and
Yeah.
you've had it going since before we met, and you're still out here pushing and dedicating, man. Tell
Yeah.
everybody who doesn't know a little bit about Project NOF, where it started, what you've been doing, and just the overall
Mm-hmm.
gist. Because I think it's really inspiring that you've dedicated yourself to that craft. Even though you've continued to pursue other crafts,
Yeah.
you've still given that one a lot of energy. And I've
Yeah.
seen
Yeah.
personally.
Well, yeah, ProjectNAWF, it's a clothing brand I made my senior year of high school. And, I've put, a couple of my brothers on, and we've really created a team where we really all have the same goal, and that's making excellent art and really representing the people, and really representing the culture, you know what I'm saying? We make art that speaks, that you can see our art and it speaks volumes. And hopefully you can take a message from it in whatever direction you do. Like we just dropped our most recent shirt. It's a bando shirt. Yeah, that's what we call trap houses on the north side. We call it bandos.
Bandos, okay.
So, it's a trap house on the front of the shirt, but on the back of the shirt it says the trap is a trap. So
Oh, okay.
yeah, so that was my way of really expressing us being in the hub of the trap culture of the world right here in Atlanta. Most people glorify the trap culture, which I feel like can be damaging to our people at times, So that was just my way of using my art to speak a message to my people and hopefully uplift us. And that's what I try to do with all my art, even my music that I've just started dropping.
That's beautiful, man. I want to get to that. People's music, I want to get to that, man. But first I want to touch on what you just said. So you think that the fact that the trap, the drug life, the culture, whatever I mean, it's honestly pretty much portrayed, in the rap industry primarily.
Definitely.
So you're saying that that lifestyle is actually a trap, meaning that it takes you away from the real goals that you want to achieve, which is getting out of the trap. So how would you like describe that process?
Yeah. Well, people don't really know the history of the word trap. The reason why, this whole trap culture and, selling drugs is called a trap is because that's what it literally is. You fall into a cycle where, you have like two gateways out, often being jail or death, or, a whole bunch of disastrous stuff happening to your life. So, me being a young black man in Atlanta, I have a lot of friends who have succumbed and, fell into that path. So I just, in Atlanta, there's a lot of clothing brands, I don't want to, hate on any of them, but they just glorify trap, 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 trap. And I just felt like it would be interesting for me to make a shirt still representing my culture, because I don't denounce trap culture, but, just a way to enlighten the people and just kind of make them question their involvement in trap culture and the support of it, and kind of make them wonder, what is trap culture to you? And
Yeah, like what am I actually trying to do here?
yeah, what are you portraying by kind of furthering these ideas of trap? So
I agree with that, man. I feel like people, they see the image, they think it's cool first of all, which is, yeah, I mean, that's stupid if you ask me. But people, they see these rap videos and they
yeah,
see these people slinging these guns around, slinging these drugs around, but they don't understand, excuse me, that most of the times those people are doing that because they need to. They're doing that to feed their kid, to
yeah,
unfortunately support an addiction, to pay rent. They're
yeah,
not doing it to be, the cool guy in the group that, you know what I mean? And I feel
mm-hmm.
like that's what a lot of people get from the music. And unfortunately, I feel like that's what a lot of the music is trying to promote, especially like you said, for people who are not in Atlanta and who don't actually see it on an everyday basis,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
So Project NOF, right?
Hmm.
So you're still trying to portray the Atlanta culture, but you're trying to do it in a way that promotes, progression in life
Exactly.
instead of the trap.
Yeah, because that's my way of making Project Knopf a universal thing. A misconception of my brand, it having the name Knopf, some people would think it's only catered towards the Knopf, but Project Knopf is the voice and the interpretation of the culture for all people. And by hitting these different mantras and hitting these different ideas that are hopefully universal and that other people can connect to, that is our way of speaking to everyone. Yeah.
Okay, so for the people who aren't listening, or not aren't listening, but aren't from Atlanta and are listening,
Hmm.
that don't understand North, don't understand South Side, East Side, like
Yeah.
we do here in downtown Atlanta,
Yeah.
can you explain, North Side,
Yeah.
Gwinnett County,
Yeah.
those kind of things?
Yeah, for sure. So, the brand is called Project North, and that's because it started and I started on the north side of Atlanta. And North is just a southern colloquialism for the word north. So
North.
North just means North Atlanta.
Okay.
So, I come from Gwinnett County. I was born in Lawrenceville, Georgia. That's where I was born and raised, and I rep it to the fullest, you know.
I like it, man.
And the thing, it's very interesting, especially going to school here at Georgia State and, going to school with people from all over the Atlanta. We actually get a lot of hate from around Atlanta that, they kind of hate on us in Gwinnett. So this is just my way of being the physical representation of the North to the world and kind of expressing us and clearing misunderstandings about us,
It's crazy you say that because you kind of just dove ahead to what I was trying to get to about the challenges that you've probably faced representing the North Side, representing, your brand, and obviously in the clothing industry. What are some challenges that, Project NOF specifically has faced?
Yeah. So, just like I was just saying, some people feeling like the brand is just catered to Gwinnett or the north side of Atlanta. So that's why we've had to stretch the meaning of the brand. In 2018, we gave NOF the acronym New Atlanta Wave Forever.
Wow.
Yeah. So it wouldn't just be a Gwinnett thing to people. That was our way of making it clear, this is an Atlanta thing. But I'm already looking down the future, and it might be New American Wave Forever a year or two from now. The way
Hey,
we're
man,
expanding.
I like that. That's that visionary mindset.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that a lot. Wow.
Mhm.
So, okay, I know a lot of people listening right now who hear that lingo, they're probably thinking like Migos. They're thinking, you know what I mean? And it's
Mhm.
interesting because I saw on the page I follow, Project NOF.
Mhm.
I saw that you actually had Offset repping one of the hoodies.
Yeah.
How did that come about?
that-
That's very interesting, especially considering we're in Atlanta. You're repping NOF, and that's what people want to see. How did that come
Yeah.
about?
So, since last year, they've been reaching out, just liking the art that we've been making, just expressing to me that, yeah, we like what you're doing.
The group or Offset?
People within their entourage, some of Offset's best friends,
Okay.
Specifically one named A-Rob. A-Rob, if you listen, it was good.
Shout
Out
out
to you.
A-Rob.
It's a lot of love, A-Rob. But just different people in the entourage. Not only A-Rob, their manager, Offset and them's manager, Rail Money. He reached out, and in September he hit me up with the creative project of making some designs for Berkmar High School where they went to high school. So that picture of me and Offset, that was actually me pulling up to the record studio, which they invited me to present the designs that I made for them. And, while I was there, I was able to discuss, doing some album merchandise for Offset, some things that, we're working towards. And, that was just a very beautiful thing because, they've been reaching out for a while.
Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
man. They reached out to you.
Yeah. And obviously, I've been a big fan of them since I was in middle school, me actually being from the same hometown as them. So for me, it's just fruition. Because really, when I met you my freshman year at Georgia State, I used to be in that dorm, Piedmont Central, which I think, did you stay in there too?
Hell yeah, man.
Yeah.
Floor 9?
Yeah,
I was floor 9. You were floor 11?
I was on floor 9
Oh, no, you
too.
were 9 too. That's what it was. Yeah, okay.
So I literally used to be in that dorm just 2 years ago, praying to God consistently, how can I work with the Migos? And it was just very crazy and just really just evidence of God's work to just see a year later they started reaching out to me.
That's crazy, man. I can't get over that part that they reached out to you.
Yeah.
That's awesome, man. Keep
Yeah.
going. My bad.
Nah, it's cool. And then, 2 years later, I'm actively working with them on some projects. And, You know, it's just been a blessing because I have the utmost respect for the Migos, specifically how they've brought all their brothers with them, and they're truly a family. It's just a very family-oriented thing. So I'm just honored and blessed to be able to be in the works and to be within the mix of, you know, one of their creative partners, honestly.
Jeez, man, that's really inspiring. That's exactly what people are tuning in to listen to, man. The fact that you were sitting there, you didn't have options, you didn't have a plan, but you had the desire, you had the dedication, and most importantly, you had the inspiration for your craft.
Mm-hmm.
And you said, you know, God, universe, wherever a person believes, you said, what can I do? What can I do to get there?
Mm-hmm.
And it didn't happen overnight.
Hell no.
It didn't happen in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, a month.
Yeah.
Talking years,
Mm-hmm.
and then they hit you up, and now you're collaborating with them. You know what I mean? We might have just heard some potential project leaks from what I'm hearing.
Yeah,
Album
maybe.
covers.
Yeah, I haven't even told
That's
people.
a blessing, man. That's
It
a
is.
blessing. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
Especially Migos being such an influential group themselves. You know, they've stuck together. They're you know, out of Gwinnett County. I mean, I'm out of Gwinnett County.
Yeah, for sure.
You know, right around, you know, what was it, Club Drive, I think is where they stayed.
You already know.
They
Real
stayed
nice.
off
Yes,
Club
sir.
Drive.
Yes,
Hell yeah, man.
sir. Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
I'd be on Pleasant Hill too,
You
man.
know what
I
I
think
mean?
we've
Real,
all.
that's real no. Yeah.
Of course, man. Pleasant Hill. You got Juicy Crab. You got.
You know what I
Ooh.
mean?
Anyways, I got a little off track.
Yeah.
I think that's really inspiring, man.
Mhm.
Like, especially back when you were talking about the times that we were talking about. Did you get a lot of hate from people who were just like, oh, this guy trying to just hop on the same wave,
Yeah.
or trying to just be like everyone else, you know, Atlanta fashion?
Yeah.
You know, did you face any of that?
Yeah, definitely face backlash, even from, you know, some people who I would call family. But I mean, I'm just a very perseverant person. You know, I know my goals, I know my vision for what I have for myself, and I just believe in me. But, you know, I definitely faced, you know, especially at the beginning, you know, backlash, people, you know, hating on some of the earlier designs. But it's okay. It's a beautiful thing. If people aren't hating on you, you're probably not doing anything. So for me, I just took it all in stride. I reasoned that if somebody would go out the way to speak to somebody else and speak poorly of me, that means that that person is willing to speak of me. So I think it's all a blessing. And for me, I took all of the backlash as encouragement. You know what I'm saying? And I won't even say that I didn't hang my head down for a second, but I say I didn't hang my head down for 2 seconds.
Hey.
So right after that, I put my head back up, and it's like, all right, say that. That's a bet. And then we still pushing. And ProjectNAWF is here to stay. You know, we're going to be pushing designs until my grandchildren can wear them. And then after that, they going to be making it for their grandchildren to wear. You know, ProjectNAWF, feet are planted in this world forever.
Yes, that's what I like to hear, man. You're serious about your craft. It's no longer just a passion project. It has consumed you. It has become a part of your identity, man.
Exactly.
And I feel like you're representing it great. That's crazy.
And that means a lot to me, especially you being from the area.
Of course, man. Of course. When I had this, you know, podcast in mind, when I started doing this, I had people like you in mind. I had people like you who are out here doing their own thing alone. They weren't striving for a goal that they had. They weren't working towards an objective. They were just going, man. They're just passion project. I'm out here. I'm just trying to make myself happy. That's the reason I do this channel. That's the reason I hit you up, because we're spending a time right now. The channel, by the way, is called A Time Shared.
Shared.
It's very simple, because I feel like spending time with people, connecting with people is a very underlooked asset that a lot of people, you know, don't value as a real commodity, you know?
And I agree with you. I actually believe that people are the best investment, you know, more than anything you could put your physical money into. I feel like people are the best investment. Like me having this conversation with you, I have many creative things that I would like to do, like my own podcast, my own TV shows. I plan to get into broadcast, and it's just crazy that I've never considered you. Like, you are amazing at what you do. You are amazing at, you know, communicating whatever ideas come to your mind, and that's something I've always respected about you.
Thank you.
And that is the thing about sitting down and sharing time with people. You know, there's so many gems to be taken out of it.
Yeah, and you can always learn. It's like, if you have the right mindset and you look towards everybody as an opportunity to grow and learn versus an opportunity to hate and be jealous, you realize that you get so far.
Yeah.
Whereas, like you just said to yourself, I might start my own podcast. Bro, I 100% support that. Everybody watching this supports that. Everybody who has any idea that they feel passionate about should pursue it. Because at the end of the day, man, if you're passionate about something, the people can tell. The people can see it. They can realize it. Just like with ProjectNAWF. You're getting out there. People are buying the product because they know that they're representing something more than a clothing brand.
Yeah.
You know, and I personally would, I want a product, man. I want to buy something off you. I really do.
Got you. I'm gonna give
Especially one of the hoodies. You know, it's a little cold right now.
Yeah, it's getting chilly.
But was that part of the transition into the music? Or was that just something completely different?
Kind of both. You know, it's always at the end of my song, I say, "This is for the young me who know I would make music. God gifted me a voice, so I'm gonna use it. Shape shift the game to pull my people through it." I've known since I was a kid that I was gonna make music, and doing fashion actually was a passion that I picked up in high school. You know, I've been dripping for a while. I come from fashionable people. So around the time of 17, 18 years old, that's when I picked up that passion and picked up that craft. But the music thing was always part of the plan. But, you know, I realized at some point, you know, all of the wave and buzz that I was picking up on my clothing brand, fashion and music go hand in hand. So I eventually realized it would be a smooth transition and I can leverage the audience that I've created through this fashion and, you know, bring it to the music. Because really my music and fashion stand for many of the same things. It's really the same. It's really love.
That's exactly what. My bad. That was weird. Yeah, that's exactly what I noticed when I was watching the video. You know, when I was listening to the music, is that it was represented around, you know, love, the people. But I could tell that you were passionate. You were passionate about reaching people in a way that caused them to realize that they were worth more, that they could do something more than what society sets up for you. So, especially in, you know, I noticed that you do a lot of outreach as far as Forex. You try to help a lot of people make money.
Definitely.
That's a whole nother field, but it's the same thing, man. You're hammering the same thing. That is that you're getting out there and you're trying to help people, whether it's finances, whether it's, you know, fashion, putting them on, or whether it's, you know, with music, communicating language into meaning and inspiring somebody to be the next great. I believe Tupac said that one. But what about Forex, man? How did that come about? Like, you got so many fields going on.
Definitely.
There's a lot of inspiration to be found, man.
Yeah. So the Forex thing came about actually when I was in high school, when I was 15 years old. One of my good friends who was just a year above me, he made $70,000 in the foreign exchange market while we were still in high school on and off. So yeah, 70,000 when he was 16.
In a year?
Yeah, in 1 year. Probably actually in like 4 months.
Oh my God.
Yeah, crazy. So yeah.
Wow.
So, you know, a lot of people are just starting to trade now, and it's an amazing thing. I've actually been hip to it for a couple years now. So I always knew it was something that I would step into. And then around this time last year, actually last November, you know, some good friends of mine actually started picking it up as well and having some great success in the market. And I'm the type of person, I'm not getting left behind. So when I started seeing people just like me having some great success with it, I was like, okay, let me pick my hand up at it. And, you know, praise be to God, I was able to pick up the skill, you know, relatively fast and start helping other people. And since then, I've helped several people, up to 10 people, make thousands of dollars, some in their first month. And that's actually been one of the things that I've taken pride in the most in my life because, you know, people who I introduce this to, they're still trading and they've put other people on. And, you know, I specifically know people who've got introduced to this market through me who were trapping, who were stuck in an endless cycle. Was the rat race, exactly. So even if you just change one life, that's an amazing thing. So, you know, the Forex market was just another avenue for me to help empower my people.
Forex is interesting, man. What you said is interesting about empowering people, but the thing is, Forex specifically is a skill that is very hard to master. I've dove into it myself. The main problems I faced was with margin. You know, you got to put a lot of money in to be able to trade, specifically with, you know, the broker I was using.
Yeah.
So I really haven't been trading as much because I can't be looking at a screen stressing out about $5-10 all day. You know?
Yeah, I got you.
I would love to have bands in there. Now demo account hits, man. I ate on the demo account.
Yeah, for sure.
But as far as Forex goes, how did you pick up the skill so fast? What were some of the tools that you used? What were some of the tools you shared with people? Because I looked on your page, you know, you guys were at pretty fat cribs, pretty fat events. Y'all had speakers. So is that a group or is that a network?
Yeah. So I'm part of a trade organization of traders all over Atlanta and, you know, spreading around the country at this point. We're up to 2,000 people in our org. And
Your org?
or my organization
Oh,
of
your
traders.
organization.
Yeah,
I'm an idiot.
yeah, you good. But like I was saying before, people are the best investment. I picked up the skill and the fundamentals in an educational platform called IML. But really, my best tool for learning this was the people around me. Really just tapping in with people who were fire at it, people who already knew were having strong success with it. And I just asked them all the questions. How do you do that? You know what I'm saying? Or like, dang, I see you've been eating. What strategy are you using? Because the thing about anything in this life, knowledge is power, and we all hear that. But all of us can do the same things once we know how.
Yes.
So I just realized, okay, if this person who looks just like me is able to make all of this money on their phone, then what the hell am I just doing on Instagram? Nah,
Right.
I'm gonna dedicate some weeks, months, years if I have to, till I'm confident and know what the hell I'm doing. And that's really what I did. Shout out to Malaysia Longshore, my brother Denzel Suave, Parrish Whitaker. I just had some great people, great mentors and partners around me who we just literally all grew together. And iron sharpens iron. So,
Wow.
and then once I learned
Jeez, man.
and my thing, once I would learn something like a new skill from one of my mentors, I would immediately start spreading it to all my people. People who don't even benefit me. I share it with people and just tell them, anybody who trades, show them this trade strategy that's going to change their life. So
it's been mainly the strategies. Would you say that you were like passing around? Like that was the thing that really like is where you saw the progression was when you picked up certain strategies?
Yeah, it was once I learned some different strategies. So, through that educational platform, IML, there's, the top educators in the world. So I would just tune into that like Netflix. I'm like, dang, this show that I'm watching right here is how do you make money on your phone? I could watch Family Guy later. You know what I mean? So, yeah, just really tapping in, watching the GOATs do it and just learning.
What time scale do you trade on?
Well, I'm more of a day trader.
Oh, you're
So,
day
I
trader.
trade based off of what is happening today, and then I use the 4 hour and the 1 hour to get my entries. So I'm more of a day trader.
Oh, okay, so you like to use the 4 hour, or because I like to use the 30-minute.
Well, I use the 30-minute for my entries.
Oh, your entries.
So I actually use all of the time frames together for me to form what is the market doing. So for like the day time frame, that's where I'll gauge what is the market doing today. Then I'll use the 4 hour and the 1 hour to see
the overall, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And what are the major support and resistance areas that price is around right now to gauge what it's going to be doing within the next couple hours. And then just like you said with that 30-minute, that's where I pick up my entries. That's where you get your sniper entries. So if anybody's listening, if you go to that 30-minute time frame, I would recommend you download an app called JCP, which will be teaching you candlestick patterns. And
so you like to trade price action?
Yeah, I'm a price action trader for sure. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'm a price action trader. So yeah, I use the 30-minute time frame to really see what's going on with price action, and that's how you catch those big moves.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. See, I dipped into price action trading. Then I would use strategies, and they both worked for me. But it was kind of what we were talking about earlier. You just gotta with margin, dude. You gotta have so much in there.
Yeah.
What leverage were you using? What leverage were you 1 to 100, 1 to 50?
Yeah. I was one. No, actually, the one that I had was actually 201.
Oh damn, it's risky, but that's
yeah,
big rewards.
Yeah, so it was pretty cool. That's what a lot of my team uses, but. The thing about the foreign exchange market, a lot of people think you have to go into it with a lot of money to make a lot of money. But it's all about being a consistent trader.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Like my roommate, the one I mentioned, Denzel, we got started relatively the same time. And, he really caught his stride early, spill it out a little bit. And my brother take pride in it. He made $1,300 within his first 3 weeks of starting. Wow. And he started off with $100. So,
jeez,
I just bring that up to say that, you can flip 100 to a 4-figure number. And then from there, you can flip that to a 5-figure number, 6-figure number, if you're consistent and you got luck on your side, because it's not the easiest thing in the world, but it's possible.
So you still trade today, right?
Yeah, I still trade, of course, definitely.
Cool, man. Yeah, I trade demo, but like I said, it's mainly
That's fine. Keep trading on it until you're
just
confident.
to keep the skill
Yeah,
going.
because the money's gonna get up. You know what I'm saying? You from the north, you gonna get that bag.
Hell
So
yeah,
once you
man.
do, yeah, exactly.
I like that.
Yeah, so once you have more money to put behind it and you have that skill set, you good. That's why I tapped into it because I realized once I learned this skill set, I have it for life.
Right.
Like any skill, once I have it for life. So if I just take a couple months to learn it, when I'm 70 years old, I'll still be able to kick back, feet on the damn couch and be trading.
And money's not going away, man.
Yeah.
And if it is, we got a bigger problem.
Exactly. Yeah, that's the thing. A lot of people wonder, like, is the market how long is it gonna be here? But the foreign exchange market is just based off the liquidation of money being moved around all over the world. So the only way the market could go anywhere is if we literally stop using money. And to me, that sounds like the end of the world.
Yeah, we got bigger problems.
Yeah,
then.
exactly.
No one cares about the internet then. That's crazy.
Yeah.
So listen, man, we've touched on ProjectNAWF, barely, because I know there's probably so much depth. We've touched on the music, we've touched on Forex, but the one thing we haven't touched on is, like, right now, if we stopped for a second, right? Somebody listening, and I closed my eyes and I opened back up and I was in your shoes, all right? What is the mindset that you would preach to a person to get out there and to dedicate to any craft, whether it's mastering Forex, whether it's dedicating to music, knowing that you've been wanting to do it for years, or, ProjectNAWF, man, getting out there, having Migos reach out to you, what the hell, having, consistent feedback from people, consistent growth. Well, what would you say are the overall skills that you've mastered or that anybody really needs to master to succeed in their craft? And let me just go ahead and clarify. By success, I don't mean financial. I don't mean sales. I don't mean plays. I don't mean even money in Forex. I just mean that once you define for yourself that, okay, my goal is XYZ and I want to get to XYZ with these steps, and that's whether we're here talking to each other and no one's listening to this, or we got millions of people listening. I do the podcast because I enjoy it. That's my goal, is to lock these in, because I'm gonna die one day, but this doesn't go away, right?
Exactly.
So what's the goal for you? What do you say that, like, what are you trying to preach? What are you trying to push? And what would you want people listening right now to take away from your accomplishments ultimately, man?
So what I'm trying to push, some people may not know this about me, but my family, we come from the land of Nigeria, where my people over there are still struggling. You know what I'm saying? And for me, the irony of what I'm trying to do, I'm working so hard so I can be the billionaire I know I'll be. But the irony of it, I'm going to make all of this money just so I can give it all away to the people who actually need it. So that, I feel like the first step of being on your way to success in whatever endeavor it be is finding out what is your why. And until you figure out what your why is, you will never be consistent, because you will never have a reason to be consistent.
Right.
But so another thing, so I'd say number one, define your why. Number two, I would just say literally be consistent. Consistency is the key. But I feel like the biggest thing that holds a lot of people from stepping into their endeavor and chasing whatever it is that, they want to achieve is the fear of failure.
Yes, man. You got it right there. You hit the nail on the fucking head with that one, man. Yes.
And that's what I've mastered. I have no fear of failure, because to me, I can't fail, because the things that I strive to do are not, they cannot be quantified into I did it or I didn't. I might die, and 100 years later, we see the result of the things I was doing because somebody found in a capsule one of my songs that I made like people music. You know what I'm saying?
Or like a t-shirt.
Exactly. They might find a shirt and that might inspire him to make the next Nike. And because Tupac said a quote that I heard when I was 11 years old that stuck with me for the rest of my life. I may not be the change of the world, but I guarantee I will spark the mind that does change the world.
Yes, through his music.
Exactly.
Right, that's the one I was trying to reference earlier. That's crazy you said that.
Yeah.
Damn, bro. Because I butchered the shit out of it. You know what I mean? R.I.P. Tupac, but I butchered the fuck out of it. But okay, wow. Wow, my bad. Keep going. That's crazy.
Yeah, so I mean, that's my biggest thing, and that's, what I advise to anybody. Find out your why, and then when you find out your why, let your why be something that's bigger than you. Because if we're just doing this for us, we don't always do what we need to do for ourselves. But if we're doing this for somebody else we care about, if we're doing this for a reason bigger than us, if we're doing this literally for the good of the world, then you're going to have that push. You might not feel it today, but you might see a homeless person and feel it tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? You might not see it today, but you might see a little kid who looks just like you. And then you might think about, what am I doing to make sure that when he is my age, when he's in my place, that he doesn't have to go through some of the struggles that I may be having to face. So find a why that's bigger than you, stay consistent to it, and have no fear of failure. There's no such thing as a loss. There's only lessons. And I feel like once you can fully grasp the fact that you cannot lose, you will always win.
That's crazy, man. That last part you just said, that I feel like that's been brought up so consistently on the channel, man. I think I've had 2 episodes now, 2 shows where that same concept came up, that you can't lose, you can only learn. Mm-hmm. And that's so empowering. Yeah. That's so empowering that you found that on your own, that other people have found that on their own. It tells me that people are starting to realize. Mm-hmm. I've found that on my own. Well, I was kind of led to it, low-key. Mm-hmm. But it tells me that people are starting to realize that there are problems in your own neighborhood. Mm-hmm. You know, like you said yourself, you want to reach to your people in Nigeria, man, because that touches home for you. Mm-hmm. For some people, touching home might be next door, might be another country. Yeah. We're in Atlanta right now. We're downtown. There's people sleeping outside right now.
Struggle out here.
I'm about to pass like at least 5-10 different homeless people walking in my car, man.
For sure.
I know you feel the same. And it's really inspiring that you make your mission about somebody else. Because a lot of people, I don't think a lot of people look at it that way, man. I feel like a lot of people are trying to get to that Lamborghini or that Ferrari or that materialistic asset that they think is going to give them happiness, that in reality isn't going to bring them nothing but that material itself. So it's interesting to see somebody like yourself with the success that you've had, with the motivation that you've had, and honestly, with the inspiration that you're bringing, having that reoccurring mindset. It's lining up with all the people that have the same level of success. It's kind of starting to show that there are certain traits that a person needs to master before they reach a certain level of success. Once again, defining success in your own way. It doesn't have to be money or clout or whatever, but it's just very interesting to see the consistency, especially with success. Success like your own.
Appreciate
and
that.
It's really powerful. It's really powerful. And I know that people listening are feeling the same way, because it's not about there's no get rich quick. There's no success tomorrow. It's all about being persistent. And it's really interesting, man. It really is. It is interesting to see people like yourself and to see the fact that no matter what obstacles you face, you keep pushing because you have a bigger goal. You have a bigger goal. And honestly, man, I feel motivated just from listening to you. Just from listening to what you just had to say. I know people are feeling motivated. What would you say for somebody right now, right? They have that fear. They have that fear in their heart. They have the passion there, but they have that fear that you were touching on, that, you know, I felt before. I know you felt before, but we've both overcome. We're here right now. What's the mindset that it takes?
I have the exact mindset. So when I was younger, when I was about 12 years old, me and one of my best friends, Dez, we used to go to Discover Mills every single weekend. We just walking around that thing in circles saying what's up to the shorties, you know what I mean?
Of course.
And Dad's been a player, you know what I mean? When we was 12, he was already on it. So when we used to be walking around the mall, I remember I used to be nervous sometimes to go, say what's up to a shorty. He used to be, man, don't be a, you know what I mean? Blase, blah. And from that point, that's when I garnered the perspective that has carried me throughout life. If I go up to that girl, right, and she don't want me, I don't have her. I don't have her. But if I never went up there, I don't have her. Meaning that if I go up there and she not feeling me, for many people would deem that failure, I have nothing to lose. Because if I didn't go in there in the first place, I wouldn't have got it.
And you wouldn't have known.
Exactly. So it's just like, let's parallel it to the music, right? For me, it's not even about being famous. For me, it's not even necessarily about selling records, even though I will do those things. But let's say that I never even try because I'm scared. Then I will never accomplish those things. Let's say I try and I don't accomplish those things. Then I don't accomplish them. But essentially, if I do try and I don't achieve it, I had the same, at least I tried. You see what I'm saying? I didn't lose anything. There's nothing to lose. There's nothing at risk. what risk do you have for trying?
Right.
Like what is at risk? There's no risk because your worst case scenario is the same as if you never started in the first place. So you might as well take that chance on yourself and see what happens.
That's an interesting perspective. That really is, because I would have said that it's, if you don't try, you wouldn't know. But then you're saying that if you try and you get a negative result, it's the same result that you had in the beginning. So why not try?
Exactly.
Wow. I never looked at it in that direction, man. I really never did.
Yeah, it's like, okay, let's add another dimension to it.
Right.
Let's say that you are in a basketball gym with a billionaire, and he says, if you make this 3-point shot, I'm gonna give you $5 million cash. Are you gonna shoot that ball?
First of all, best situation of your life.
Oh yeah.
Second of all,
I'm draining that too.
That is nothing but net.
Mhm.
All right.
But are you gonna shoot that shot?
Of course.
Exactly. Why?
Because you know what's at stake. You know what you could get. You got somebody who's promising you a reward.
Yeah, but what happens if you miss though?
Never know.
I'm saying.
Oh, I see what you're saying. It's the same way as if you never took the shot.
If you never shot the
ball. Or
ball.
if you missed it.
So you might as well shoot it.
Right. I like that. I like that. So it's not that you wouldn't have got the money. You just wouldn't have known if you would have got the money.
Yeah.
Wow, okay.
So it's just, that's why I just feel like anything you want to do, go ahead and try. Think about me and my journey. I don't know exactly where I'm going. I'm just going, and I know I'm going somewhere. You know what I'm saying? So you don't always have to know what the end result is. I feel like an idea that I would like to express to all of my dream chasers and people who might be, scared to try out different things. You should embrace uncertainty. So many people have a fear of uncertainty. If they don't know what it's gonna look like at the party, I don't know. I don't want to go. If they don't know if people are gonna like them, I don't know. I love uncertainty. How boring is certainty? Like, imagine, right? With my career right now with music, I would hate if I already knew I was gonna be the greatest rapper of all time.
Because then there's no drive.
Exactly. Then it's just like okay.
There's nothing to strive for. Okay.
So the uncertainty is the beautiful thing. That is what life is. That is the magic of life, never knowing what is going to happen. How boring would it be if our futures were already spelled out for us? So we are the architects of our life. We spell out our life. We define our life. And if we don't, our life will be defined for us. If you don't pick up your dream, you're going to work for somebody else's dream. And that's the only way around it.
That's the sad part.
That's why I'm an entrepreneur, because I realize it's either I'm gonna build my dream, either I'm gonna build my empire, or I'm gonna end up working for somebody else's empire.
Right.
And I need mine.
Don't you think that everyone out there has that billionaire offering to give them $5 million? It's just that billionaire isn't there until you take the shot. Like, haven't you? I know you can relate to this because I felt this. A lot of people that I've talked to felt this. But isn't it weird how when you pursue something, whether it's ProjectNAWF, whether it's, people's music, the rap industry, whether it's Forex, isn't it weird how when you start to pursue that, you just get a bunch of things along the way that just fit in perfectly with what you're trying to do that help you grow?
But let me tell you something. So aside from the music and fashion, one of my aspirations and things that I will step into is broadcast. That's what I see for myself after music, after fashion. I see myself doing broadcast.
What type of broadcast? Like a radio host, like TV?
All of the above. I see myself having my own late night show, maybe like Jimmy Fallon. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, why not?
Jimmy Kimmel type of thing. I see myself having a show like Arsenio Hall. I see myself, because I know sports well, I used to play ball, having a show like First Take, doing my Stephen A. Smith thing. I just know that my voice would take me far. And the beautiful thing about what you just said is about when you go and just chase your dream, you don't know how to connect to other things. Literally, I have a reporter right now. She's like the main reporter for 11 Alive and, on many other national syndicated shows. And she wants to see some tape from me just sitting down and talking with somebody. And that's what I found out this weekend. Exactly.
You can show her this one. Wow,
exactly.
So that was before I hit you up?
That opportunity just came Saturday when she said she wants some tape. And then boom, you hit me up like the next day.
No, I think I hit you up Friday. No, I think I hit you up. Yeah, no, I hit you up.
You hit me up like this.
I think I hit you up Saturday.
Yeah, you hit me up like the same day or a day later.
No way. We got to check that. That is crazy.
Yeah.
Wait, so she wants to see tapes of you to put you on pretty much
Mhm.
to see if to give you a couple gigs to put you in a spot.
Yeah.
Wow,
She
man.
wanted to see what I can do speaking with somebody else, and then boom, you hit me up.
What's her name?
Her name is Amy. What's her name? It's like her name is Amy. I got
All right,
plugged in.
well,
Yeah.
I know Amy's gonna be listening to this right
Yeah.
now. We got the right man in the building.
Yeah.
We got the right man with all the skills. We
Mhm.
got Deko in the
You
building.
know what I mean?
I feel it, man. I'm ready to see those broadcasts, to see those shows, or what are they? Radio? Like,
Well, she does
is it some
everything.
news?
Yeah, she
Oh, so
does everything.
she just needs somebody.
Yeah, she does stuff like Complex, 11 Alive News. She's just like a whole entire media broadcaster, like big time.
That's
And
crazy. And then she was saying, I need a sample
yeah, I need
of
a
you
sample.
talking long form. And then I hit you up. I'm pretty sure, I don't want to, I want to fact check. I don't want to be lying. But I'm pretty sure it was the same day.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, and then I could reasonably show her a 2-minute little excerpt from this.
Wow, man.
Just a beautiful thing when you just go, like, who know? And it all starts with me making music and doing the clothes thing. That's what got you to hit me up, which naturally connected to something I could already see doing for my career. And the only void that was there was I needed some tape evidence, and here we are.
Wow. Wow.
You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy, man. But I saw what you were trying to do. Let's hit that.
You know what I mean?
You know what I mean? Brunette.
Yes, sir.
Wow. Okay. So that's exactly what I was talking about. You just shot for it, and next thing you know, you're here. You're getting exactly what you need.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same play. That's the same thing I've been trying to do, man.
Exactly.
I've been reaching out to people that I know got it, that I've seen that got it, and that's.
And the beautiful thing about it,
Wow.
I was looking to do it with somebody very articulate, just so it could be a very intelligent conversation. And then here I am speaking with one of the best communicators I've met.
Thank you so much.
It can only open doors for you as well.
Thank you, man. It means a lot. I feel like getting out there is the first step, but being passionate is the second step. Just finding something you're good at. Like, I'm gonna be real, man. I tried the rap thing out a couple years back. I got a lot of hate. I don't really even care to get into that. I've tried a lot of different avenues. I boxed back in the day, went to college, stopped the whole boxing thing. Obviously still got the skills. I've done Forex. I've done a lot of things, but I'm not going to hate on myself, but I'm good at a lot of things, but I'm not great at a lot of things. But one thing I've never had a problem with is communicating the thoughts in my mind, articulating myself in a way that gets to people, that gets a person in front of me to understand what I'm trying to get at, whether I'm talking to a higher level person, a lower level person, and once again, to even define a level is its own thing. Whether I'm talking to a sports player, whether I'm talking to a music producer, I feel like if I have an idea, I'm good at communicating it, right? And that's the one thing that I personally noticed I got going for me. So that's why I started this whole podcast, because I was like, look, I really don't got much to bring to the table. Let's be real. But I feel like I got what it takes to get another person to bring what they got to the table and ultimately inspire other people. Yeah. Because let me be real with you, bro. I don't plan these out. I don't have a script. There's no points. There's no, I got to hit this. I got to talk to him about this. Oh, yeah. And I got to end it. No, man, I just go. And a lot of people come at me and they're like, oh, well, you're missing potential content. You're missing angles. People want to hear a delivery. I'm like, you know what? You do that, man. You do that. Because I'm not trying to break through. I'm not on a mission I don't care about likes. I don't care about none of that. I'm on a self mission, man. I'm on a mission to just have conversation. Who knows where the hell it goes? Look what we're talking about right now. And it's interesting that, like, you noticed that other people have told me they noticed that, because it's reinforcement to myself. But most importantly, it just kind of confirms to me that the things that I've been thinking, and I'm not crazy, Yeah. Kind of like when you see people like myself approaching you saying, hey, man, that's some really nice clothing. That's nice design. You're like, well, at least I know I'm not tripping.
Yeah, exactly. That's exactly what it is, bro.
So thank you. It means a lot. The reason I'm doing this, man, is because I feel like your voice needs to be heard. Your voice, every single person's voice that's getting out there, it needs to be heard, because all that's gonna do is get somebody out there that's listening right now, that's not doing what they want to do, that's falling asleep every single night with this fantasy that they visualized that, oh, I'm gonna get there one day when I graduate, when I get that job. No, man, you just gotta get up and do it.
Just get up.
You just gotta get up and do it, and you don't know where you end up, but once you start, like we said, a bunch of things happen along the way. Yeah, that's crazy.
Exactly.
It really is. It's interesting. It's like you ever thought about the world being like a huge connected like web, like frequencies and stuff? Yeah. I don't want to go down a rabbit hole of like conspiracies.
Look, I'm very spiritual. I definitely believe that everything is connected.
That's what same here.
It doesn't even surprise me anymore. It's just like, wow. This is a beautiful world, and we have a beautiful God,
Yeah,
and
we
I'm
do.
not afraid to say it. We have
Yeah,
a
yeah,
wonderful
we
God
do, man. No matter
who,
what people are believing, there's something. What I believe personally, and I'm not preaching anything on anyone. There is something bigger than us. There's something bigger, and we're all connected. I believe that we're all connected. Whether you want to look at it as karma, not karma, whether you want to look at it as a cycle, I feel like there's something bigger going on, and we all have good and bad. But I feel like that if you have the right intention, good things come, man.
yeah,
The
for
right
sure.
opportunities come.
Yeah, literally. And the thing about it, all of the people that we see now at the biggest heights of anything, whether it be fashion, whether it be podcast, whether it be radio personalities, whether it be music, those people didn't get there overnight. But all we do is see them on Instagram lit now or on TV lit now. But those people been putting in work for 5, 10 years.
Yeah, yeah.
Some moves take years.
Yeah,
That's what
man.
some people understand, that some moves take years, and that's okay, because that means you don't have to do it overnight, which would be harder. That means you can go at your own pace. You see what I'm saying?
I like that. So because if you look at it that way, it's almost like less of a load.
Exactly. It's less
Wow.
pressure.
Okay.
Like, look at the people you looked up to. Okay, how fast did it take them to take off? Right?
Yeah.
A lot of people, one of the biggest and most influential and inspiring rappers in the game right now, Meek Mill. He been rapping since he had the dirty, messed up braids down in Philly, skinny bull, 15 years old. We see him lit like 28, 29. He might be 32. I don't know. Lit now. But he put in work for 15 years. So, and that's what's his label called? Dream Chasers. You see what I'm saying? It takes time. He even said in an interview, it took me, and this is by the time he's like 25, he said it took me 13 years of rapping. I just started making music 3 years ago. It took me 13 years. So if I could go hard for 13 years, why you can't go hard for 7?
Right. 7 minutes. To some people, bro, 7 sounds crazy. Why can't you go hard for a couple months? Why can't you go hard longer than an album?
Yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's inspiring, man. So you're saying that, well, you know, what you're saying actually does line up with your work, because you've been pushing ProjectNAWF for like, what, 4 years now?
Yeah.
And it wasn't until like a month or two ago that, you know, you met up with Migos and all?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
So there you go.
And the conversation started,
How was that, by the way? Like, when you were there, what... we kind of shot over that briefly as if it was a brief topic.
Yeah.
That's got some depth to it, you
Yeah.
know? How was it?
It was amazing. So it was amazing. So I pull up to the studio, and, the whole crew, everybody's outside. And I pulled up with them, to show them the designs that I had made for them for a project that they handed to me. But I also came with a big box of drip, just because, I just wanted to, put the drip in the gang hand. And boom, they end up inviting me to the studio. And I'm there for the entire 4-hour studio session with Offset and Stunner for Vegas, making a brand new song. Also, YRN Mango Fu.
Hey, Mango Fu.
Yeah.
People don't know about him.
Yeah,
man.
Mango Fu, yes, sir.
I love the way he raps.
Exactly.
It's so fast, and he's like yelling at you,
He's
and you're
hard.
like, ah.
He's tough. So, I'm there for the whole studio session. And then when they finally finished the song, Offset actually waved for me to come into the studio, like where they actually recorded
Like
it.
the
and-
booth.
Yeah, the booth, and hear the final product. It was just dope. It was just amazing. We just vibed everybody in the whole studio.
So let's get this right. You're sitting there. You got your designs on the template. You got your box of drip. NAWF, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that was-
ProjectNAWF,
you
yeah.
brought like your stuff, right?
Yeah, I brought my drip.
So you're sitting there. You got a box of stuff that you got to give them, and you're bumping with Migos, man, to an unreleased track. How the hell did that feel, bro?
It felt amazing because I forgot one thing.
What's up?
Offset recorded the entire time in my hoodie.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So like the hoodie that I made from,
Wow.
he like that entire session. So I'm literally just watching through the glass, like Offset in his zone. Like Offset, it's like LeBron in the gym. This is him in his bag. And he's just in my design that I designed a year before, just in my parents' crib. And I'm just watching him go dumb. And then when it's done, they bring me in there and the song just going crazy. And I'm literally just standing there right here with Set. And we just,
Wow. Just head nodding.
yeah, you already know. He doing the signature Set face.
I respect that, man. I respect people like them reaching out to people like you, cutting you a break, man.
Yeah.
Because like that's what it's all about. Because they're not getting anything off that.
Yeah.
But that's crazy for you, man. I think that's awesome. Like I'm really happy you had that experience, because I'm trying to visualize it, and I'm already over here getting the goosebumps. But I can imagine being there, bumping the head to it. You're next to set. You got Mango Fu in the building.
And then Usher walks in.
Usher walked in.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Usher walked in while y'all were just kind of headbanging with
Yes,
Offset
bro.
wearing your hoodie.
Let me see if I can.
I know right then and there, man.
Maybe it'll get dropped in the video, but like, yeah, there's a picture of Offset wearing the hoodie, Stunner 4 right in the back, and Usher right there. And you can't see me in the picture, but I'm just right on the other side of the room, just like, damn, I'm really here. But the beautiful thing about it is when I was in there, it was just like I belong. It wasn't like
you didn't feel the division.
Yeah, it was just like I belong. Everybody treated me like I deserved to be there. It was just really love. And I just know I'll continue to be in spaces like that. And it was just amazing that I could step into that universe, into this, I guess, this new level with people from where I'm from.
Do you feel like that led you to believe that levels that we all look at as, oh, okay, this level, that level, this person kind of break. Don't you think those are all made up in your head?
Yeah, they actually are. Because for so long, since I was a kid, I always, I guess kind of just figured that these top artists that we hear in the world, they're recording in an all gold studio with goddamn 100 joints just in there. And I don't know, it was just it's a very simplified process, honestly. It was just in the studio with their boys and just raw, just cooking up. And it just simplified the process for me. Cause I'm like, okay, if this is how the best of the best, the biggest artist in the world is making his music, literally just in that bit vibing. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing crazy, just really rapping, just really doing things.
Just catching the vibe.
Yeah, just catching the vibe.
Okay.
It just showed me that, it's not, don't overcomplicate it. Just get in there and do your natural ability. Go ahead, talk your shit. Go ahead, use your voice and just be you. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, speaking on what you said with the levels, it's really all of the same thing.
Hey, man. Believe it or not, bro, we're almost at an hour.
Really?
Yeah, man. Yeah. Isn't it crazy?
Yeah.
Look, bro, it's been a pleasure to have you on. This is not going to be the last time that you're on, just because I feel the energy. I feel the vibe that people are coming here to find. And I know that there's going to be growth. And I know we're going to have to check back in to talk about the growth, right?
Yeah, for sure.
But first of all, you know what I mean? Everyone that watches this channel, they back you. They back you. That's simple. So I just want you to go ahead, shout out all your pages, shout out everywhere that people can check out the music, buy the products, and just follow you personally. If you want to go ahead and do that.
Yeah, for sure. So you can follow me at JAY_DEKO. That's J_Deko. And you can follow the clothing line and keep up with new releases.
Wait. Just talk into us so they get. This is the most important stuff.
Yeah, let me run it back. So, just to say it again, you can follow me personally at JAY_DEKO. That's J_Deko. And you can keep up with the fashion line ProjectNAWF by following ProjectNAWF. And you can shop on our website at ProjectNAWF.com. And we'll also be posting music there. So there's just a lot of things to keep up with. You might even see this podcast episode right there. Actually, it will be. We're dropping this on the ProjectNAWF page. This interview going to be on the page.
That's what I like to hear, man. Yeah. Look, man. This has been a Time Shared Live. This show is all about inspiring people to get out there and chase their dreams, just like you have yourself. By having people like yourself on, I feel like this has been a pivotal space and a very important time. And I just want to go ahead and thank you so much for coming on the show, man. It really does mean a lot. It really does mean a lot.
Yeah.
This is not going to be the end, but you know what I mean? For now, it's been great. It's been awesome having you on. Thank you so much.
One love.